What about it?
How we're going to do it. I just didn't try it.
Okay, I don't really. Yes.
Are we doing the overrun once?
Oh, so I will be singing it to the congregation, teaching them in bits and pieces. So you'll be able to follow my words and what I am. And then as you feel comfortable doing it, and then there'll be a spot where you can choose between doing the talking lines or the commenting lines. And you work with them. And it's something we can bring back again in the future. So learning it now is okay.
We did, yeah. It's one of those that we love it.
And I actually love that song.
Yeah. Where you go, I will go. Was that Robin's or was another one?
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. My name is Lynn Hickson. I am Vice President of the Board here at Tennessee Valley Unitarian Universalist Church. On behalf of the Board and the Program Council, it's my honor to welcome you here this morning. As we enter this space today, know that you are surrounded by the love of this community, where all are welcome. Whoever you are, wherever you're from, and wherever you are on your journey, you are welcome here. If this is your first time or your 101st time, whether you're here in the building or you're watching online, you are welcome here. Can we all say good morning, friends, to our online friends? Good morning. Good morning. If you would like more information about our church, please fill out the visitor card in the pocket in front of you, or visit our website, tvuc.org, and select Stay in Touch. If you're visiting us with small children, we invite you to sit up front where it's easier for your little ones to see what's going on. They're right here. But please don't feel that you must keep them still. All are welcome here, and we understand that silence is never completely silent. If you need to step out for a moment with your child, the E.E. Cummings room is a glass-enclosed room at the back of the sanctuary where you can still see and hear the service. It's right back there in that corner. And if you're interested in classes for your children here at TVUC, please visit the RE hallway after the service. It's through the double doors just past the kitchen, and you can speak with an RE leader there. Just look for somebody with one of these blue lanyards. You can also find more information on our website or at the welcome table in the art gallery as you came in. We actually don't have any spoken announcements this morning. There are a few in your order of service. You can look through those. Today is a Share the Plate Sunday, and what that means is that half of everything that you give will be split between our church and the designated charity, which today is Planned Parenthood. The ways in which you can give, there'll be an offering basket that will be passed. You can put cash or checks in the basket, or you can give through your Realm account. If you're watching online, there'll be a button or a bar that you can pick, touch Give, and it should launch a window for you to give that way. Or the easy way for me is that you text TVUC and the amount you want to give to 73256. So like if you want to give $20, you send TVUC 20 to that number, 73256. And now to tell you more about Planned Parenthood, here is Noé.
Hi, I'm back again. Hello. This is my third year coming now to talk to y'all. Hi, good morning, everyone. So my name is Noé Monarez. I am our community East Tennessee community health educator. I just woke up an hour and a half ago. I'm so sorry, my brain's still waiting to turn it on. But anyways, they just like me coming and talk to y'all, and I like seeing y'all's fresh faces and just get y'all updated on what I've been up to with education in East Tennessee. So this year we've actually done something brand spanking new, and we've actually entered into like recovery spaces, and I've been going to East Tennessee Addiction Specialist and Tennessee Valley Recovery, and speaking with folks that are in the recovery journey and teaching sex ed to them, and just kind of relearning how to navigate sex when you're in recovery without using a substance. So that's actually been really fun and exciting. We are also just about to restart our peer education program for high schoolers this year. Our first meeting will be in 2-3 weeks. It's the last week of August. If you have any teenagers that would like to learn about sex ed, please still send them our way. We are still taking applications. And we will be meeting virtually this year, so that'll be easier and better too for folks that like can't get out to the clinic, or don't want to drive, because I feel that. So there's that. Also, unfortunately, I do want to say that because the CDC pulled our funding for HIV prevention and condom distribution statewide, Planned Parenthood is no longer able to offer free condoms and lubes like at scale to community partners like we were doing in the years past. So with that being said, this is another reason why Y'all Share the Plate is such a great, beautiful little thing for us, because it does help us still access some of those resources and try to still get them out to like harm reduction hubs, syringe, clean needle exchange programs, syringe exchange programs, that kind of stuff. So mostly plugging that to hopefully hope it tugs at your heartstrings a little bit and give us more money. I'm just playing. Let's see, what else have we been up to? A lot of community events this year. I will say one thing is Knoxville's turning up for Planned Parenthood, and y'all turning up for each other. It's amazing. I love it, and it's kind of great because I do recognize like half of y'all's faces from like half the community events we've been at, which is amazing. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot that I could be speaking about, and they told me to keep it under 2 minutes this time, so. Y'all remember me from last year. I will chatter y'all's ears off, so. But yeah, thank you so much for helping support us. I love my job, and y'all keep doing my job, and I love that. So thank you for real so much. But yes, without y'all, Knoxville would be a lot weaker, and we would not be as well equipped to address any of the inequities we are currently facing. So yeah, and if you have any, again, teens or children or youth in your minds and in lives, send them my way, please. I like to talk to them and teach them. Anyways, yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Noe. If you are able, please give generously to Planned Parenthood today. And I spoke an announcement into existence just a moment ago. So in your order of service, there's an announcement about the class, The Artist's Way. That class is full. So if you are interested in that, stay tuned. Maybe it'll be offered again, but for now, the class is full. After the service, please join us for coffee and conversation in the fellowship hall. If you're visiting with us and would like a tour of the building or have questions about the church, just look for me afterwards. I will hang out under the heart in the fellowship hall. You can't miss it. It's a great big heart with all of our photos on it. And now, if you've not already done so, please silence any electronic devices as we enter into worship together.
opening words for this morning are River Call by Manish K. Mishra Marzetti. Between rocking the boat and sitting down, between stirring things up and peaceably going along, we find ourselves here, in community. Each called from many different journeys, many different life paths, onto this river road. Some are here because of the rocking of the boat has been too much tumult, too much uncertainty, too much pain. Some are here with questions about where the boat is going, how best to steer it, where this journey ends. Others are here as lovers of the journey, lovers of life itself. Here in front, behind each a passenger, each a captain, doing the best we can. Rest here with me in this boat, the river calls. Listen to how I flow, the sound of life coursing all around you. Let the current hold you. Let the current guide you. The river that flows gently through your soul whispers, "Come, let us worship."
I invite you to join together in our hymn, which is in the great hymnal 145, as Tranquil Streams.
And it begins with the keeper of the rain, who had been the keeper for a very, very long time. She paid attention to the streams and the fields and the plants, and when things were looking a little dry, she spoke the word that brought the rains. And then she listened, and when the roars of the streams became loud, she spoke the word that sent the rain away. She had been doing this for a long, long time, longer than she could even remember, and she was weary. Have any of us ever been tired? Now, she knew that a new keeper of the rain had been born, but he was still just a child. He was still very, very young. And she thought it would be years until he's ready, but I can't wait years. So she went to find him. And she found the child splashing in a pond. Have any of us ever played in water before? Yeah. Is that for me? Thank you. All right. Splashing in a pond. You were played in a pool? Yeah, she found the boy splashing in the pond, playing with the cattails at the edge of the water. The aquarium, we have lots of fun in water, don't we? And so was this kid. And the keeper of the rain watched him for a little while, and she thought, he is indeed very young. But then again, so was I. So she walked over to him and bent down and spent a few minutes whispering in his ear. And then she turned and she walked away. And for the first time in ages, she smiled. Now the boy continued playing in the pond for a while, splashing and batting at the cattails and trying to catch crayfish. But then, after a long while, it began to grow dark. Storm clouds were moving in. Have you ever been outside when suddenly it looked like it was about to be stormy? And great drops of rain began to fall. And the kid thought, well, I don't like the rain. And he remembered what the keeper had told him, so he whispered the word to send the rain away. Every day the kid went back to the pond to play and splash in the water, and when he was done and got a little too cold, have you ever been in water that's a little too cold? There was a big flat rock beside the pond where he would go and lie and bask in the sun, and the sunlight felt so good. And he would tell the rock stories about the cattails and the peeping of the frogs that he loved to listen to, and the crayfish that were in the pond. And the rock listened and sometimes laughed in that gravelly way that rocks sometimes do. And it went on this way for a long time. Every time the kid went to play in the pond, when the storm came near, he would whisper the word that sent the rain away. One day, when the kid was lying on the big flat rock basking in the sun, the rock asked him a question. The rock said, "Have you noticed that the trees and the plants are getting yellow?" And the kid looked up and looked at them and he said, "I like the color yellow." And the rock said, "The plants need water. They need rain." And the kid said, "I don't like rain." And the rock said, "I know." Continued on. Every day the kid went to the pond and played and splashed and then went to rest on the rock where the sun felt so good on his back, and every time the rain clouds came, he sent them away. And then one day the rock said to him, "Have you noticed the plants and the trees are getting brown?" And the kid looked around and looked at them, and what do you think the kid said? "I like the color brown." And the rock said, "They need rain." And then what did the kid say? "I don't like the rain." And the rock said, "I know." This continued on for longer until one day the rock said to the boy as he was resting on it, the rock said, "Have you noticed that it takes you longer to walk to the pond now?" And the kid sat up and said, "Who moved my pond?" And the rock said, "Nobody. The pond is shrinking." And then the kid said, "It's too quiet. I don't hear the frogs peeping." And the rock said, "Frogs can't live without rain. Nothing can." And the kid thought for a while longer. He felt a heavy weight in his chest. The sun on his back felt so good, and the weight inside of him felt so awful. Have you ever felt like you had a weight inside, something that really didn't feel good? And the kid thought for a while longer, and then he whispered the word that would bring the rain. And big drops of rain began to fall on his back, and he waited and continued to wait as the rain fell, and then when the stream swelled and began to roar, he said the word that sent the rain away. And the boy said to the rock, "I don't like the rain, but I love my pond." "I know," said the rock. "I know." And that is our story for this morning. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is David Massey. I'm a member of the spiritual care team here at TVUUC. With your very necessary involvement and support, the spiritual care team helps meet the caring needs of the congregation. Among other things, we answer TVUUC's pastoral care line during the day and early evening, 7 days a week, and respond to text and voice messages as soon as we hear them. That number is in your order of service and in the weekly newsletter. Also, please take time after the service to stop by the caring table in the fellowship hall to sign cards of support to those in need of our good wishes. Wendy Sire and Alice Woody are volunteering at that table this morning. This is the time in our service when we give voice to joys and concerns in the congregation. Here's a concern that also includes the larger community. For over 30 years, maybe 40 years, TVUC has been one of several congregations involved in the FISH program, which provides essential food to those in need. Each participating congregation takes 1 day each month to receive and respond to requests for help. Over the decades, just from TVUC, we have delivered food to thousands of families throughout Knoxville and Knox County. In doing so, we witness the grace and courage of people on the margins. It is humbling and eye-opening experience every time. But now the future of that ministry is at risk. For obvious reasons, the volunteers who deliver groceries are usually retired. Retirees can afford to take 2 or 3 hours, daytime hours once a month to make the deliveries. But in recent months, our ranks have thinned for the simple reason that 75 and 80-year-old bones, muscles, and ligaments are begging for mercy. We need more helping hands if we are going to maintain this long-standing ministry. We need younger people to replace some of us old-timers. So if you're hale and hearty, if you have some free time on third Wednesdays of the month, and if you're a youngster, say, under 70, please see Claire Meggs or myself. We will fill you in on the details, and then you can decide if this service is right for you. The memorial service for Uretha Todd, mother of Lisa Thomas and grandmother of Bella Thomas Wilson, will be held here at 4:30 p.m. next Sunday, August 24th. The family asked for visitors to wear bright colors in honor of Uretha's beautiful and colorful life. We send our best wishes this morning to Alan Morgan and Frony Ward. As you know, Alan suffered a stroke earlier this summer. Although doing well physically, he is still struggling with his speech. We wish him well as he starts speech therapy tomorrow at Patricia Neal. He and Frony are getting out, going out to eat with friends or just the two of them. Both are back doing physical therapy at Tennessee Sports Medicine and are finding this beneficial. For her part, Frony is working on a schedule to find more time just for Frony.
Yeah.
Please keep the Hoffman-McConchy family in your thoughts. Susan Hoffman, mother to Angela Hoffman, mother-in-law to Seth McConchy, and Graham to Nathaniel, was in town from Indiana last weekend to celebrate Nathaniel's 10th birthday. But on Monday, just this past Monday, she noticed some swelling in her foot and pain in her calf. Angela also noticed her mother being short of breath. A visit to the ER at Park West followed, and Angela's mother was admitted later that night for multiple blood clots in her right leg and not one but 5 clots in her lungs. This all came only a day after celebrating Nathaniel's birthday and attending church here last week. Due to the wonders of modern medical care and advocacy from Angela and her sister, Susan got the care she needed and is now recovering with family after 4 days in the hospital. Her visit has become an extended one of taking it easy and getting necessary follow-up care here before heading back to Indiana. We are so grateful for this positive outcome. This morning, we are also holding in our hearts Bonnie Frame, who has had cataract surgery in both eyes and is recovering well. Crystal Bradshaw, who has finally found an apartment after a year-long search. Yay, Crystal. Faye Joyce, as she starts radiation treatments tomorrow. Rosemary Burr, as she grieves the loss of Jean after 68 years of marriage. Sue Vaughn, who is also recovering from a stroke, but who is getting out and about with the help of friends. Don and Carolyn Dougal, as they acclimate to their new home at Morning Point in Hardin Valley. And finally, Irene Vogel, who is still at Tennessee North Hospital, but much improved and waiting to hear news about a transfer to a rehab facility to address standing and walking, among other things. For all of these joys and concerns, as well as those held in privacy and that are unknown to us, let us join together in singing Sending You Light. The words are printed in your order of service.
Reading comes from a book by John Heider called The Tao of Leadership, based on the ancient Chinese philosophy, the Tao Te Ching. It is a mistake to believe that a great leader is above others. Paradoxically, greatness comes from knowing how to be lowly, empty, receptive, and of service. Imagine that the life force is like water in a river and in the sea. The sea is greater than the river because it lies below, open and receptive. The busy, rushing river enters the sea and is absorbed and transformed. A wise leader is of service, receptive, yielding, following. It is a job of the leader to be aware of the group members' processes. It is the need of the group member to be received and paid attention to. Both get what they need if the leader has the wisdom to serve and follow, to be open and lie below. Let us enter into the spirit of prayer and meditation. Holy One, help us to be humble, open, and receptive. Just as the ocean receives every river, just as every creek, stream, and pond receives the rainfall. Just as the sky is the home for every cloud, just as every well is made useful by the water below. Holy One, help us to be humble, open, and receptive, just as the river receives, just as the ocean receives every river and every stream. Let us enter into a time of stillness together. Amen. I invite you to give generously to the work of the church, the shared work we have with Planned Parenthood.
Pour like a rain pour, go with the water flow, roll in a river run, down in an ocean deep.
Water currents warm when the sun sing loud, vapor rising up to make him a cloud. When she come to blow the clouds on their way to another place and a rainy day. Endless water cycle, rising up and falling down. In a water cycle round.
Flash in a lightning bolt, boom to a thundercloud, roll like a water spout, moving like a storm front. Flash in a lightning bolt,
Light up,
boom to a thundercloud,
sing out,
roll like a water spout,
rise up,
moving like a storm front.
bring change. Sunken down and deep when the earth receives, sucked up by the roots and up through the leaves. Sun is shining down on the chlorophyll, turning into redwood and daffodil. In a water cycle, sunny shine the power down. Ride the water cycle round. In a water cycle, sunny shine the power down. Ride the water cycle round.
Fresh in the summer rain, warm in a hot spring, roar down a waterfall, sailing on the high tide. Fresh in the summer rain,
Cool down,
warm in a hot spring,
heat up,
roar down a waterfall,
dive down,
sailing on the high tide.
rise up. Water should fall down from the stormy sky. I drink it down deep and purify. Flow through every cell like the crystal river. Wash away the tears, be the life giver.
In a water cycle, sunny shine the power down. Ride the water cycle round.
Water make a fire stare. Water fill the life form. Endless water cycle, rising up and falling down. In a water cycle round. Endless water cycle, rising up and falling down. In a water cycle round. Endless water cycle, rising up and falling down. In a water cycle round.
When I lived in Spartanburg, South Carolina, there was a teenager next door that would engage in the same ritual every Saturday morning. He would drive his car onto his lawn. He would pull out the hose and a bucket and soap and water. He would spray the car with water, and he would wash his car. But the way he washed his car, it was like an act of worship. He would wash his car, and you could tell that he was kind of overcome with feelings of reverence and respect and wonder and awe. This wasn't just an obligatory duty. This wasn't just something his parents made him do once a week. This was something special. This was an act of gratitude. He was grateful for that car, and he was grateful for the liberty and the freedom that it gave him. And in some ways, it was kind of like a rite of passage, because kind of like a bar mitzvah. You leave the childhood of little responsibilities behind, and you embrace adult responsibilities. Not only being willing to drive the car, but to take on the hard work of car maintenance, to make sure it's washed, to make sure the oil is changed, to make sure all the little things are done. So it was a rite of passage I was witnessing. And I mentioned this particular teenager because this Sunday is our annual water communion. And on this Sunday, we invite people to bring water from some place that you spent time over the summer. That water might come from a creek or a stream or a lake or an ocean or a quarry, or it might come from your own kitchen sink and garden hose, or from the bucket that you use to wash the car. It's a time of reminding that in our individual journeys, we go different places, but we are enriched by our common life of coming together and sharing with each other. Now, water is something that takes on symbolic value in many different religions and many different cultures. In ancient times, people often worshiped the source of the river. The source of the river was a deity. The river that flowed through the community enriched all life. You could drink from it. You could wash your clothes in it. You could travel on a boat and trade with your neighbors on it. There were so many different things. The fish that you ate came out of the river. And it's also a source of life for all other living things. So the source of the river was the source from whom all blessings flow. There's a sense of reverence for the source of the river. So water has incredible symbolic power. The Hebrew prophets envisioned a day where justice will roll down like water and righteousness like an ever-flowing stream. So this imagery of water flows through many different religious traditions. The Sufi Muslim poet Rumi asked us to think of ourselves as thirsty fish. Fish that are thirsty for that power in which we live and move and have our being. Thirsty fish. And the Tao Te Ching offers us the wisdom of water, reminding us that leaders shouldn't feel like we're better than someone else. We shouldn't lord our leadership over others, but to lie below and to be humble and be open and receptive, like tranquil streams that meet and merge and flow as one to greet the sea. Gandhi said, "To the hungry, God can only appear as bread." And we might also say, to the thirsty, to those who are thirsty, God can only appear as water. So the water we bring to the water communion has a legacy and a history of symbolism. But it also has tremendous practical power. Richard Kohler is a friend of mine who's an engineer, and he joined an organization that is dedicated to getting clean drinking water all over the planet, no matter how remote the village. In a lot of parts of the world, people have to walk a long way to get to a clean source of water. So the engineers help villagers find the right place to drill a well, to discover that the solution to many problems of communal living is right below their feet. So water has tremendous practical value and can be a reminder of kindness and compassion and empathy, of people helping each other. Now, the water I'm bringing comes from Fountain City Park and from the stream there. When I became a Unitarian Universalist, I was a single young adult, and now I am a granddad. And I spent the summer, a week of the summer with my grandkids, and we went down to Fountain City Park, where local historian Jack Neely says, in Fountain City Park, water springs from a rock like an Old Testament miracle. And it is, there's a rock there, and water flows out and creates a stream where you can wade, and just this really cool water that flows over your feet, and you can play with rocks, and there's something about that water, it just cools off your whole body. So I am bringing that water. That's a special place that I've spent over the summer. Another place that I spent time over my sabbatical is the lake at Big Ridge State Park. And I had a ritual where I would go out there with a camp folding chair, find the shadiest spot I could sit in, and I would read a book. The book was part of my sabbatical, but I would also get up and swim whenever it got too hot. So I'd swim out to the docks and jump off the dock and then get on the other dock and dive in and come back and read. As I was reading in the shade, a woman approached me to say, "Look at you, reading a book like you're still in college." What can I say? In the Unitarian Universalist Church, we are dedicated to lifelong learning. So one of the things I've grown more appreciative over the last couple of years is swimming lessons. When I was a kid, I hated swimming lessons. I resented every single minute I had to spend in swimming lessons, and I was resentful of my parents for making me go take swimming lessons. And I don't know, last summer I was swimming with my grandkids, and it's 5 decades too late, but suddenly I was appreciative. I was grateful. I was grateful for the freedom and the liberty and the autonomy that was given to me by my swimming instructors. Allowed me to glide through the water, not only to help myself, but to make sure my grandchildren were safe. And I have carried that feeling of gratitude with me ever since. Grateful for freestyle. Grateful for the backstroke. Grateful for the side stroke. Grateful for all the different things I learned as a kid that helped me feel free. Because when I swim, it feels like freedom. This year, I even had a group of teenagers come up to me and say how much they admired my diving. I don't know about you, but I think one compliment from a teenager is worth 10 from anybody else. So I took that in. Now I always feel more graceful when I'm diving. Swimming lessons give us skills wherever we go. We may learn how to swim in a pool, but we can take that skill to the ocean or a river or a lake or a pond. And I went in Augusta Quarry this week. Just a wonderful place to swim, where we can learn this skill in one place, but we can practice it all over the world. Any teenager who has been a part of our coming of age program, our Boston Heritage Trip, we take our teenagers up to Boston where they can learn about Unitarian Universalist history, learn about the Transcendentalists, Ralph Waldo Emerson, Henry David Thoreau, Elizabeth Peabody, Margaret Fuller, learn about our heritage. Any teenager will tell you that when we get to Walden Pond, Reverend Buice is jumping in. Doesn't matter how cold or wet or miserable it is, I'm going in the pond. Now, there's a Canadian Unitarian who once told me a joke. She told this at a conference in Ottawa. She said, how do you get 500 Unitarians out of a swimming pool? You say, there's about to be a baptism. And yet I would argue that jumping in Walden Pond may be as close to a baptism as a Unitarian Universalist can get. So Sunday school starts next week, and we think of Sunday school as like swimming lessons. The lessons that give you more freedom. The lessons that give you skills you can practice all over the earth. You may learn them at the Tennessee Valley Unitarian Universalist Church, but you can practice them by visiting a synagogue or a mosque or a Hindu temple or walking into a science conference. These are skills you can practice all over the world. And we can bring a sense of reverence whenever we do things, reverence to whatever we do, whether it's washing our car or wading in a creek, or standing underneath a waterfall. Anything we can do can be a sacred experience. So let's bring that attitude of reverence to everything we do. Freestyle, the backstroke, the side stroke, whatever we do. Let's bring that feeling of reverence to the hymn we are about to sing, which will lead us into our sacred water communion. It's in your order of service. You can remain seated.
So repeat after me, please. Oh, river. Oh, river. I hear you, feel you. I hear you, feel you. Calling me. Calling me. Oh, river. Oh, river. What or who will I be when I reach the sea? Who will I be when I reach the sea? Let's do it all together. Oh, river, I hear you, feel you calling me. Oh, river, what will I be when I reach the sea? A little faster. Oh, river, I hear you, feel you calling me. Oh, river, who will I be? Who will I be when I reach the sea? Now, the accompaniment may sound really familiar to you. It is finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home again. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Now, if you want to sing bass, you can sing. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Try to put those two parts together. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Now keep that going. Finding my way, finding my way, finding my way, finding my way. I hear you, feel you, finding my way back home. Finding my way, finding my way, finding my way, finding my way. Who will I be when I reach the sea? Now everybody together with me. Oh river, oh river, I hear you, feel you calling me. Oh river, who will I be when I reach the sea? Thank you.
All right. So the Water Communion turns 45 this year. Unitarian Universalists have been doing this ritual in one form or another for 45 years. Isn't that a cool thing?
Yeah.
And one of the things that I really like about this ritual is the way that it can take the single drop of water and make it into a collective. We can take one single person's experience, and by bringing everyone's together, we form a collective. I want to demonstrate this real quick. Chloe, I'm going to put you on the spot. All right, everybody be real quiet. Chloe, can you snap your finger for me? You can't? Can you rub your hands like this? Can anybody hear that? Just barely, maybe? But it's real quiet. Let's everybody join with her. You hear how loud that got? All right. What about Chloe? What if you just pat on your chest or on your legs? Can anybody hear that? You kind of hear it a little bit. Let's everybody join with her. Kind of sounds like the rain from our story, right? Now, can you stomp for me, Chloe? Let's join with her. So big, big rain, big thunder. Everybody keep going for just a second. Keep going, keep going. All right, now quickly shift to patting your chest. And from that, go to the soft rain. So each one of us are that little sound, but coming together, we form the rain, and that is the spirit of the water communion. So as we come forward, we're going to invite the folks who are in the center to turn to the middle and come up the center aisle, take one of the pitchers, and pour in some water, representing a joy, a concern, an experience, something from your life that makes you an important part of this community. And then as you return, you're going to return by the side aisles. For those on the side, if you'll turn to the back of the congregation and come up the center and do the same thing and join them, and then return to the sides. Everybody got it? Sure. All right. We'll be directing, so. All right, our water communion will now be joyfully received.
See that band all dressed in red. God's gonna trouble the water. It looks like the band that Moses led. God's gonna trouble the water. Sing, wade in the water. Wade in the water.
the fount of every blessing, tune my heart to sing thy grace. Streams of mercy never ceasing, call for songs of loudest praise. While the hope of life's perfection fills our hearts with joy and love, teach us ever to be faithful. May we still thy goodness prove. Thy fount of every vision, lift our eyes to what may come. See the lion and the young lamb dwell together in thy home. Hear the cries of poor false silent, feel our love flow like the sun. When we all serve one another, then our heaven is begun. Come thou fount of inspiration, turn our lives to higher ways. Lift our gloom and desperation, show the promise of this day. Help us find ourselves in union, and our hands held of alone. With thine aid, O fount of justice, earth be fair as heaven above. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, there's a river. Comfort me, oh my soul. It's comfort me, I'm somebody. Comfort me, oh my soul.
Invite you now to join us in our final hymn, hymn number 1064 in the teal hymnal, Blue Boat Home.
Below me, I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains.
hands like you're washing your car. Prophetic Church, the world awaits your liberating ministry. Go forward in the power of love. Proclaim the truth that makes us free.